All right, good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. Welcome back to the two-stroke turbo original van. This van has served me well over many, many years. I don't know if I should go through the whole history. I've had it for a long time. I think I got it in 92 or 93. Sat around, waited for an engine to pop up. Finally found an engine for a car, the sedan, put it in there, and then did the paint job in 2006. And I've been loving it ever since. As well as I love my dog. It's a hot day, I got the fan on, keeping the shop cool, and Stella's gonna evacuate. Talking too much, not talking about rabbits, not seeing squirrels. So let's get back to the van. I use this thing a lot when it's not broken. The brakes seem to be an issue with all Subarus, but this time there's an odd brake issue that I've actually never had before. So if you're familiar with Subaru 360 vans, or if you're not, I'm going to teach you a little something. The brakes are, well, they're fickle. We have basically a cab forward design. In other words, you're sitting in front of you're sitting right on top of the front wheel. So the brake master cylinder basically is under a panel inside the frame right about here. And I've got drips coming out on the floor, you can see right there. My brakes work fine. There's good braking pressure. In fact, the brakes work fantastic, but I've got a leak. And so either the rear seal on the master cylinder piston is leaking, or the connection from the reservoir, the remote reservoir, to the master cylinder is leaking. And I'm suspecting it's probably that. The reservoir hose that I'm using, I believe, it's a brake fluid resistant vinyl tubing, Thextron or Superthane. I think it's called Superthane, but it's 20 years old now, and I really hope that's all it is. So I had to put brake fluid in the reservoir to make it to the shop this morning, and I don't want to drive it anymore. So it's just too dangerous. If I run out of brake fluid, I run out of brakes, and that's no bueno. So you can see here, I'm pulling the carpet back. That's the panel I've got to pull off. I got to pull the pedal pads off. There's kind of a bunch of work. You got to disassemble the gas pedal to get this panel out, and sometimes you got to disconnect the steering column. It's not easy just to get access to the brake master cylinder. This has the original brake master cylinder. It does not have the adapted Willwood street rod master cylinder, and I just really hope the master cylinder is not knackered, because it is just a PITA to get that thing out, get it fixed, get it done. The lines are always a pain. It's just really hard to work in there. So I've been regretting it. I've been fretting it. I've been dreading it. I have not been wanting to work on this, but I got to do something. I can't keep fluid in it. I can't drive it. It's not safe. So safety wins. So we got to get this apart, and I'm going to do that now. And I just hope it's just the line has a split in it or something. That'd be great. So we'll find out. I take it all apart. I'll turn you back on as soon as I get into this a little bit. All right, so it's a little while later. We're working on the blue van. Stella is nonplussed because we're not going hunting. We're working on a car again. She's a little bitter about that. So we got the blue van tore apart here. Like I said, I pulled up the panel. I've got it hung on the steering column with a bungee cord so I can access what's going on here. Yeah, let me turn the light on. With the, oh, that's kind of blinky. That's with the master cylinder, and it's what I was hoping would not be the problem. So this is the master cylinder right here. It's bolted onto the inside of the frame, and it's leaking profusely right out the front of the master cylinder. It is not leaking, which is what I hoped, from here. So that stinks. I got to pull the master cylinder out and rebuild it. I don't know if I have the parts for that. I'll have to check. It could be this master cylinder is wallered out. It has great pressure, so the main piston seal is fine. It's just the end seal is bad. Couple things about a master cylinder in a Subaru 360. There is a return spring here that goes inside the frame that is often forgotten. That's very important. And you got to lubricate this pivot point. You can see it's not looking great. So this is what gives you leverage. When this binds up, you have really difficult brakes to a really stiff pedal. So there's a few tips for you. Okay, so now I'm faced with pulling the cylinder, bleeding the lines, and that's fine, but it's just that I've done this so many times on so many Subarus. I'm just kind of done, but it's got to get fixed. Here we go. Okay, so I was able to sneaky doodle the piston out of the master cylinder while in the car, and you can see how flat this lip is on this. This is the end seal, and I've got a replacement here. You see how stiff the lip is on that one? I'm just going to put that in there, and hopefully I can put it back in the car. That would be great. Okay, so we got the new seal for the backside of the piston on. We've cleaned up our rod. We have greased our cotter pin, and we have got the return spring on, which it fell off, and that is just a bear. And the master cylinder is back in, and we do have, if I press the brake, you can see there's a few little bubbles that come up on the line. We still have a primed master cylinder, which is really nice, although, oh, we still have braking pressure. That's fantastic. We might not even have to bleed. I did not think that was possible, but I didn't take the main seal out, so that makes sense. I'm going to try to sneaky doodle this supply line off that runs up, and I'm just going to replace that while we're here because I think it needs to be done. So that's next. Okay, so I got the remote reservoir out of the van. You can tell it's really cooked right in that. I don't know what's causing that. This, I believe, is called Superthane, but it's 20 years old, and it's not leaking. I thought it might be. It's not. And now I've got, what is this called? Tygon. This is also brake fluid resistant hose. It's pretty expensive. I had to get it from an industrial place, industrial supply. 10 feet, I think, was 50 bucks or something. It's very hard to find flexible PVC or vinyl tubing that's brake fluid resistant. I think it's for motorcycles. Anyhow, this is 1/4 inch, and I'm going to cut it to length, and hopefully I can not damage the reservoir and put it back in, and then we'll be good, I hope. Okay, so I think we're all back together here now, and the bonus to all this is I still got brake pressure. I might have to bleed a little bit, but the pedal's high and firm. You can feel it there. So we have new vinyl tubing. It's not a vinyl tubing, it's brake resistant vinyl tubing called whatever it was, Typhoon or something. It's like Superthane. And I've got a clamp on my nipple there. That's the intake for the master cylinder. I've got a boot on there now, which I didn't have before. I've got this all lubed up, and I've got the return spring, which goes inside the frame, which popped off 3 times. It's really hard to get that back on in the vehicle. They get lost a lot, but otherwise the pedal never comes back and the brake drags, so that's really important. I've pumped it enough to where I feel like that seal is working. The main piston seal, the main braking seal seems fine. I just replaced the one on the end because brake fluid was gushing out the end. I have the new tube on, and it connects up to the reservoir, which is up under the dash. So it's time to put the panel on and just see how it feels. I'm going to be so happy to have this brake fluid leak fixed without taking the master cylinder out, because that's a pain. That's a bonus. Sometimes you win. Okay, so we got the little blue van put back together. There is a drip on the ground, which concerns me a little bit. I think that's just residual. I flushed out the frame with cleaner and tried to wipe it down, but the brake fluid is full. I've got good pedal pressure. I greased my clutch. I greased my gas pedal. I'm going to put my seat cover in here so my dirty bum doesn't get on my nice floral print. And we're going to take it for a little drive to see how the brakes work. I'll be so psyched that fixed it. I'll be able to take out all my warning signs regarding the master cylinder. There's 3 of them, so that will make me feel good. Okay, so brakes feel good. I'm going to start it up. hopefully it will start. Turn signals on. Turn that off. Come on, baby. Let's give her a little choke. I guess it's cold. There we go. And we should be able to tell right away. Oops. Go brake off. There we go. Oh yeah, brakes are sharp. Put it in first gear. Whoa! Those feel great. That's awesome. I think we're fixed. Well, we'll know. I'm going to let it sit in the shop for a while and see if we've got any drips. Awesome. Awesome. Boy, the front really goes down. It feels better. Watch. Holy moly. That nosedives like crazy. I think it's fixed.